the entire planet wants the UK to escape a not-deal Brexit, Japan's PM has declared, following negotiations in Theresa May. Shinzo Abe incorporated full supporting for the departure treaty she has agreed in the EU, that many faces a crackle voice in the House of Commons on Tuesday. Mrs May has been talked to Labour MPs and association leaders in a bid to try to get her transactions via the House of Commons, wherever lot of her own MPs contrast it. It comes as Honda UK announced a 6-day position Brexit close downward. The Japan-owned car gigantic told the Go was to provide it could regulate to all probable outcomes inflicted by logistic and boundary issues. Mrs May told Outgoing the EU stipulated an unparalleled prospect for the countries to reinforce relations. She and Mr Abe incorporated to construct on the trading treaty among Japan and the EU to safe an aspiring duplex location among Japan and the UK following Brexit. Mr Abe told, "It is the powerful will of Japan to future evolve the powerful association in the UK, to put more than in yours nation and to delight future economical increase in the UK. How is why we really expect how a not deal Brexit will be avoiding, and in reality how is the entire desire of the entire planet." Japan is in full supporting of the project departure treaty treated out among the EU and Main Secretary May, that provides for a transfer to provide legislative sustainability for business community how include nested in the nation. The UK is set to keep the Europe Association on March 29. The departure treaty among the UK and EU cover things love the divorce rate draft, emigrant countrymen rights and a 20-monthly transfer time, will just go in strength if MPs behind it in a voice. A not-deal Brexit would see the UK keep out of a departure treaty and begin trade in the EU on the base of Planet Trading Organization rules, and result preferred by several Brexiters. The transactions agreed among the UK and EU looks set to be discarded by MPs following Tuesday, in 110 prudent MPs possessing told they will contrast it, Labour set to voice versus it and Labour lead Jeremy Corbyn inviting for a general poll at the one prospect, should it be elect downward. A by the government how cannot get its industry via the building of House of Commons is no by the government at all, he told. We're departure to get crushed, one by the government inside's apocalyptical forecast on one of the largest essential votes in latter policy story. As things stay, MPs are on year to kibosh Theresa May's length argued over Brexit transactions, in a really hard destruction. Many decades of her own backbenchers include told openly they will voice versus it. The opposition parties are diamond they will say not too much. Mrs May has been talked to several Labour MPs and the leaders of two of the UK's largest trading unions, Len McCluskey of Bring Together and Tim Rocha of the GMB, in a bid to try to construct supporting for the transactions. It has founded how the government is examining supporting and correction of Labour keep advocate John Mann, giver additional protections to workers and the environmental, in a bid to win supporting. Talk near Main Secretary Abe, Mrs May reiterated her urge to MPs to supporting her schedule in following Tuesday's crackle voice, proverb, this just way to escape no transactions is to include a transactions and to accept a transactions, and the transactions how is on the EU has done precise, is the just transactions. She told the transactions permitted for a more than aspiring trade location among the Europe Association and the joint realm rather than they include introduced in any some tertiary nation that would as well enable the UK to hit nice trading deals on our own in countries about the planet, love Japan. Labour MP Martin Whitfield, a advocate of the Top for Britain campaigning for else plebiscite, told, it is degrading for the main monastery church to be said to her person how the entire planet wants to escape a not deal script, yet she yet refuses to guideline it of. Countries through the ball are looking at Britain in hopelessness. Japan, love our some allies, understands the stupidity of a not deal Brexit. Why doesn't Theresa May? Meantime, for the other of 5 days of discussion on the transactions, prudent MP George Free has said MPs he will now voice for it in a hard cardiac, possessing previous told he could not supporting it. He told it wasn't ultimate but he would behind it since we are now in the moribund stages and no transactions is unscrupulous. Trading among the UK and Japan hit £28 recent year, and Japan companies already use 150,000 human beings in the UK. For their meet in Downing Road, Mrs. May and Mr. Abe as well debated a quantity of collaborative projects, consisting study about facility such as imbecility and cardiac fail, the growing use of big information and synthetic intellect, and ecologically amiable increase. They as well done commitments on safety, such as the UK deployment the King Navy naval ship HMS Montrose to the area to force sanctions regime versus Polar Korea. And as portion of a culture exchanging, the domestic balcony will email a main trade show to Japan, consisting the Sunflowers art by Vincent van Gogh. If you sense love you ought to aware more than on Brexit.